Hey guys, Jacob with Jacob Comics. Happy new comic book day, July 31st, 2024. I hope all you guys found all your books in your cubby, on the new comic book shop wall, or mailed to you. However you guys get your books, I hope you found all the books you're looking for this week. I know I did. Loud Mysterious Black Bag not here this week, but I did get to grab my new books. It's kind of a busy day, so I'm sorry about the late upload and scruffy Wolverine face today. But I'm trying to get it out at least on New Comic Book Day on Wednesday, so thanks for bearing with me this week, guys. As usual, I have read all the books that I grabbed this week. I got 4 books. Set them in an order of, least favorite to favorite. So starting with our number 4 spot. And just want to point out here, if you guys do like this kind of content, like, comment, subscribe. Helps the YouTube algorithm spread me out like peanut butter so more people find my Fun Times channel about comic books. Number 4 is Annihilation 2099 number 5. Like I said, I don't try to fanboy these, where I'm going to put it. This one, I just kind of wasn't feeling it. I don't know. It was, so the backup story in issues 1 through 4 have all kind of had a couple of pages about what's going on with Dracula 2099 here. And this one is all about what's going on with Dracula 2099. And I wasn't really extremely interested in it. Like, it was okay. It seems more like, because at the end of this, I don't think this is spoilers. You can see it on the orders now for October, but they're saying Conquest 2099's coming in October, and I'm thinking Spiderman's gonna show up, and all the characters that they introduced in the this new Annihilation 2099 miniseries. So I'm guessing those 4 characters and Spider-Man and maybe a couple of other fan favorites from the 2099 universe are apparently maybe going to show up and fight Dracula. That's kind of how I read this. And maybe that's why it landed itself in the number 4 spot, is we're basically following a villain as he does villainous things. So, hey, if that sounds up your alley, you want to see Dracula, 100 years, 80 years or so plus from now, wreaking havoc and turning people into vampires, then maybe this is for you. The writing was pretty good. Just, I don't know, wasn't my cup of tea. Kind of an evil villainous character. Alright, so in my number 3 spot, I've got Amazing Spider-Man 54. And I sort of feel like this, at least for me, was not a strong week for the reads. Nothing really blew me away, and it was actually sort of hard to pick a number 1, but not because, you couldn't decide which one you liked more, but more, they all landed in this kind of mediocre space, except for the Annihilation 2099, which I just, it wasn't really for me. But these other 3 books, they all kind of landed in a mediocre space that made it really hard to differentiate between the 3. I went ahead and put this one in the number 3 spot, just basically because I'm not feeling this story with Peter and the Norman Osborn sins, and without spoiling this issue, which you guys know me, I don't like to do that unless like nobody's reading it and people will stay watching. So to not spoil this and critique it, the most I can say is that there were parts in this issue where I was like, wait a minute, you didn't use the MacGuffin. And once you've read the issue, maybe you'll feel the same way, but it happens once or twice where, like, MacGuffin's not used, and, things are happening that I feel like shouldn't, or at least aren't, if they are happening, are definitely not properly explained. And then we just kind of wrap up the whole story. And I mean, I know that Zeb Wells' run is ending here soon, and so I'm guessing he's trying to tie up some of his loose threads and stuff. I wasn't that entertained. It felt really rushed. It felt kind of strange, and then things happened, like I said, that I had no idea how that was even possible. I was confused. And so, in my number 2 spot, a little bit better this week, because, you know, I will say that Spider-Gwen Ghost Spider has to consistently be like a read that I'm curious to find out what happens in the next issue, or I might not continue picking it up, because it's not, I don't think I can suffer through like 5 bad issues of this. You know, 2 bad issues and I might be out. So it wasn't bad. I'm still on board. Some things happened in this issue that made the you know, the overall story arc that we are going on a little bit more mysterious, and more questions are brought up. Ones with which could be interesting if answered super, you know, like, well. And yeah, I mean, I don't want to spoil what happens, but it's kind of all out there. Just this little snippet of if it helps you buy the issue, there are some new powers for Spider-Gwen revealed, and so that's part of, you know, I'm kind of curious on that. Curious why she's in the 616, because they still haven't explained that. So it's not bad. Like, I'm on board. It's okay. Number 2 spot. And the number 1 spot, I had to give this number 1, not because of what happens inside, but more the pitch that I am assuming, I don't remember his first name, I'm sorry, the writer Thorne must have came to Marvel with. And it's actually a really good pitch for a teen book, using X-Men characters, right? And so that actually has me intrigued. What happened in this issue was sort of, you know, par for the course in an X-Men book. Nothing too spectacular outside of a really, really solid, what would you call it? Like pitch. You know what I'm saying? That's the best way I can put it. A really solid pitch. Like the idea for why this book could be interesting going forward is definitely there. And we are told why this book can be interesting going forward in the first issue. Though I don't think anything really happened super interesting in the issue outside, you know, and not even interesting outside of the entire, what they're using as the setup sort of just ends in a joke. And I think that's just because Deadpool's there, you know what I'm saying? And so he's used as a punchline, which, hey, you know, it got a giggle out of me. It was fun. But I would like to see this used a bit more seriously, if that makes any sense. And, you know, originally when you look at the front cover, you're like, man, I'd love for Deadpool to be in this book full time. It kind of sucks that I hear that he's only like a guest for this first issue and he's not going to be on the team. But now that I've read the book, I see why he's not on the team. That makes sense. If he was on the team, it actually would hinder the book, not help the book. And so, because it's a little bit more of a heady science fiction, kind of like a Star Trek feel. Like you got to be into the little more nerdy stuff, I think, for this one. But I'm on board. I like the nerdy stuff. And Forge has always been one of my favorites. So, yeah, him leading the team and being kind of the reason for this this setup that they have for this story. Yeah, I think that's cool. And so that's what I have this week. I don't know what you guys got. It seemed to be a reasonable week. There was no DC though. DC was kind of light this week. But yeah, let me know, guys, if there's a title coming out you're really enjoying. Pop it in the comments below. As always, we'll see you guys next time, and have a great day.